Hi, Oster students. Hi, Oster parents. I don't have a whole lot of new information to share this week, just a couple of reminders that the Principals Challenge is still continuing for our alphabet. If you find something in nature or in your home that represents a letter in the alphabet, take a picture and upload it to my Google folder. I can't wait to see all your creativity with that. Also, on September 15th, it's International Dot Day, and I'm encouraging the students to join me in digging down deep and finding that inner artist and creating their own dot. This week in their classrooms, I will be reading the story to the students, so hopefully they get a little more context behind it. I also encourage you as parents, you can download the book or read it to them and give them a little more background on The Dot by Peter Reynolds, so I hope you enjoy that story. Also, in just a moment, I am going to play a video for you. It's done by Miss Jolene, our Director of Instruction at the district office, and she does a beautiful job explaining just kind of the instructional model that we've adopted here at Oster and across our district for doing distance learning and supporting our students. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to me. And as I always say when I sign off, I say, go Cougars! Bye!
Hello. Today I would like to share the instructional framework that Union School District will be utilizing for the 2021 school year. As we set out to build an instructional framework for distance learning, we began by researching schools who have been doing distance blended learning for well over a decade. Our research included schools here in the US, as well as schools in Hong Kong, though not a decade, entered into distance learning quite some time before us. In addition, we considered all that we had learned from our remote emergency learning in the spring. By gathering input from parents, students, and teachers, we were able to create what we feel is the best model for our students. What we learned correlates with brain research. 1, that students learn best in small chunks. 2, that learning occurs when students grapple with an idea and then apply their learning. When strategically applied with curriculum and essential standards, learning occurs. In addition, we were very cognizant of screen time for our students and wanted to provide opportunities for non-screen time. And now that we have been in a pandemic for multiple months, social emotional learning is essential for our students as they adapt to the multiple changes that they are facing. Hence, our instructional framework was born, which is embedded within the periods and instructional blocks. In our framework, we combine both live instruction, synchronous, and student group time, asynchronous. These two elements are both essential, and when combined, create the optimal learning environment. During live instruction, teachers should focus on building student relationships and a classroom community. Building community is key as students learn more when they have a vested interest in their teacher and classmates. Teachers may hold class meetings, have students participate in a challenge, or give students time to reflect and share with one another. At the end of the day, it is time for students to ask final questions and for teachers to get a sense of how students grasp a topic so they can plan further instruction. The important component to live instruction is that it works best when students have a vested relationship in their teacher and with their classmates. This is why so much community building is done at the start of each day. Instructional blocks, while more fluid, are most commonly broken into segments. You will see an opening instructional segment where a teaching point or objective is shared with the class about what they will learn for the coming hour. This is commonly referred to as a mini lesson. In addition, simple directions may be given. This component may be live or may be a short video clip. In either case, we recommend no more than 10 minutes for this section. After the opening instruction, students will work independently in small groups with the teacher or with classmates. In elementary settings, students rotate through stations, much like they would in their classrooms, where they work on independent tasks and also meet in small groups with the teacher. Our most independent learners may meet with a teacher 2 to 3 times a week as they are more apt to grasp a concept and are able to apply it quickly, while our more struggling learners may need to meet 3 to 4 times a week. In the middle grades, students typically work individually or with groups of peers, and the teacher checks in on each group of students as they tackle the tasks together. At the end of the instructional block, the teacher will close the lesson. This is time for the teacher to provide feedback to students, perhaps assess their learning, and to create a segue to the next activity. Interestingly, on social media, this graphic was recently posted. It beautifully summarizes our instructional blocks. In the last segment of the day, during the afternoon sessions and distance learning support time, attention will be given to providing final feedback for the day and to gauge where students are at in their learning. Throughout all types of instruction, feedback is most effective when applied in the moment, especially when teachers are working one-to-one or in small groups, but also as closing reflections leading into the next day. We do anticipate being able to bring students back to campus at some point. The great thing about this framework is that it is similar to what occurs in the class instruction, which means that time will not be lost in shifting between instructional models when on-campus instruction resumes. I want to thank you for your time, and I look forward to the day when we are able to bring our students back to campus.